Hello everybody, DarkWing Carter here. How are we doing today? Welcome to another episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel on the PS4. In the last episode we started our field study in the town of Celtic, and today we're going to be finishing off day one of that field study by hunting a monster out on the East Highway. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Hold on, let me get a little bit closer to the mic. Oh, I'm not in the most comfortable position right now.
This might be a really tranquil area, if not for monsters.
Yeah, let's be careful.
So yeah, also I'm not cutting battles out of this this episode either.
Now's our
but
chance.
there's not
We
a
can
need
do
to.
this.
I'm going to be showing off at every fight
My
because
turn.
I'm only going to be fighting each monster once, or I'm going to try to only fight each monster one time. But as we know, that doesn't always work out.
It's my turn.
So yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
We've seen these guys before, no big deal.
I've got you.
Right.
So before we can take on this quest, we have to actually go accept it over at Ciro's house. It's just one letter off for Big Spiral.
My
It
turn.
kind of upsets me if I'm being kind of honest. But yeah, we need to go accept it.
Right.
It's in this first area of the East
Evil
Highway.
will fall before my
And
blade.
it is a monster extermination, so as you can guess, there's a little mini-boss up here. And pretty much each chapter will have at least one of these. But they're nothing to get fretted over. Most of these aren't too much of a problem. And then I realized, oh, I'm supposed to be getting treasure chests. Oopsies. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal. There's also going to be a lot of times in this episode where I keep hitting the enemy over and over with Laura to hope that it will eventually break, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really have much control over that, you know what I mean?
Now's our chance.
I think you guys know what I mean. But once again, we've seen all these enemies before. They're no big deal, really. I hope my audio sounds alright. I may have to like boost it.
Fire! Go!
Because it doesn't look like it's picking up that much noise, which is good. I don't want it to pick up noise, but I'm still definitely playing around with the audio. And this is going to be the second to last part that I record before I leave for vacation. So pretty much next week, there's not going to be any videos. And I've pretty much decided I'm not doing a Fire Emblem Let's Play. At least not immediately. I might do one later down the line.
It's my turn.
And it will definitely be live, because I think that would be funnier to watch.
Is everyone
But
okay?
yeah. It's coming out the week I'm going to be gone, and I don't really... In fact, it comes out tomorrow, I think. So, I don't know. If I do it, it'll be a weekend Let's Play, and I doubt it'll be blind. Just on the premise of I'm going to be playing it while I'm on vacation, because it looks really, really fun. So yeah, from that perspective, yikes, in terms of Let's Plays. But it's not that
Well,
bad.
shall we begin? I can do this.
Besides, if I really want to
Turn
do
to
a Fire Emblem
flames.
game, I want to do the one on the Game Boy Advance. I think it's called the Birding Blade or something. It's the one where Lindis is like the main character.
My turn.
In fact, I started playing Fire Emblem Heroes recently, and she was my free 5-star pick.
My
I
turn.
didn't remember she used a bow. It's been a while since I've played that Fire Emblem in specific.
Of course.
But yeah, these enemies aren't
We should keep
nothing
going.
to write home about. We're at an appropriate level. So there is a fishing
treasure
spot
chest.
here. I just ran by it, and yes, there is a new fish here, so we do need to fish here. Yeah, this is one of those enemies I just
welcome
gave
all
up on.
challengers.
Right. Turn to flames.
I think that's the first time I used Flame Burge in a
Go!
on-screen fight.
I'll bed you up.
It's a very useful
My turn.
ability. I say it's very useful. It's a fire arrow with impede.
Arcus
Which,
activate.
it is useful
My turn.
if something's casting an art and Ring doesn't
Right.
have a turn. In that sense, it's a
Oh,
very
God.
useful craft. But at the same time, it's just kind of... I don't get much use out of it,
Fool.
personally. It's just kind of...
Go!
So don't do what I did right there. If you are blinded, do
My
not
turn.
take the chance, because there is a chance you will hit.
Right. Hey!
Don't take the chance.
Evil will fall before
Ring got
my
hurt
blade.
really badly because of that. But thankfully, this game has good. I think this
It's a
game has good game
treasure chest.
design, in which after you beat and after you level up, rather, you get a heal. I think that's how this works. Which I love when games do that. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to it, so maybe let's pay attention, because I know I level off of this fight.
Here we go!
Because Reen just needs a little bit of experience. I might heal him. I don't remember. I just remember being at full health through the rain. Going into the farmhouse up ahead.
Go!
An opening!
It's my turn.
So in other news, I've been playing One Piece World Seeker. And for those of you who are One Piece fans like myself, I highly recommend playing One Piece World Seeker.
Behold!
It's just like playing through a section of the
My
anime
turn.
/ manga. It's very, very well written.
Here we go!
There's a strange amount of
Now's our chance.
content.
An opening!
It's weirdly immersive.
I can
the
do this.
only I'm not normally a fan of big open world
Let's go.
games. I'm not a big fan of the
My
GTA. The
turn.
GTA is always fun. GTA is
Go.
always fun.
An opening!
But that's because GTA gets kind of zany with it. Like, oh,
Your
you can get an
swordsmanship
airplane
gets
or whatever.
better with every battle.
I'm not a fan of,
I've
like,
got a way to go
say,
to get to your
Ubisoft
level.
style, like Assassin's
I did
Creed.
it.
It's like, okay, here's your open world, here's a checklist, go do this. Not necessarily a fan of that style of game. Not my thing. I've not beaten an Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 3. It was the one where you played as Connor. Which I thought was okay.
Wow, this farmhouse is huge.
Oh, look at the cows.
I love the delivery on that line. But yeah, I don't like the games that have like a checklist, so to speak, of I think Far Cry 5 is probably the best example I could think of from recently, where you have to do so much of the side stuff in order to progress with the main story. It just doesn't vibe with me. I much prefer which I know technically this game actually gives you a checklist and say go do this, but I don't know. I feel like it's the way things handle. I feel like it's the way they handle things, because I liked Red Dead. Red Dead 2 was like one of the best games ever made. I really, really, really enjoy Red Dead 2. Red Dead 1 was pretty fun too. I enjoyed Red Dead 1. Okay, so Rockstar open world games I like. But I don't know, it's just something about, in specific Ubisoft games, because Watch Dogs, I played Watch Dogs 2 recently, and it was just, yeah, it's like, oh, here's another one of these, gotta go do this, gotta go do this. It's like mind-numbing sometimes, but it's like, whatever, it's fine. Those games are perfectly fine. It's just my personal thing. Because these games technically do something similar to that, but not really. It's different enough for me to care. Let me word it like that. If it's different, I'll play it.
This looks like a night.
So yes, there is a new fish in here. I think this is our 4th new fish, so you definitely want to get that. But back to my One Piece rant. Yeah, World Seeker's really good. It is definitely the best One Piece game ever made. There's a ton of characters. So if you are caught up through the Whole Cake Island arc, then you are golden for the lore you need to know for this game. Because the most recent characters, from what I can tell, that are in that game are in the Whole Cake Island arc. So just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't play the game because you won't know certain characters. But it is still a pretty fun game. It's very strange. It's a very, very interesting game. I would talk more about this game, but there's nothing going on at the moment except us fishing. So, I ain't gonna talk about it.
Caught one.
But yeah, World Seeker is really fun. I really enjoy World Seeker so far. I'm at the end, actually. So I know there's a lot of love in my comments for Laura. I hope you guys are enjoying it, because this is the last time Laura's going to be in our party for a little bit, from what I remember. Laura's great. And I will always use Laura. Because Laura is a Chad. My offer still stands. I still want that art of really buff Laura. If anybody feels like drawing that for me, I'll take it. If I can figure out how, I'll make it my banner on Twitter for a week.
The Transcontinental Railroad, huh? Guess that'll take you out of the country.
Yeah. If you keep on heading east, you'd eventually reach Gorelia Fortress.
Now's our chance. Let's get
But
him.
yeah, everybody has these little quirks about when they play video games. Mine is... It's really weird.
An opening.
My turn.
Because I hold, not necessarily Cold Steel 1,
we
but I
did
hold
it.
the Kaseki franchise in like super high regard, because I just absolutely love pretty much everything about it. The same with the East games. East isn't super well known. It's more widely known than Kaseki from what I've experienced. But the East games are also just like super, super good for the most part. East 9 looks amazing. I don't know if you all have seen the East 9 gameplay trailer, but you definitely need to go check out East 9. East 9's really good.
Come on, then.
East 8 on the
My turn.
PS4. I don't know about the Switch and PC
There.
ports anymore, but yes,
Another chance.
An opening.
I really enjoyed East 8. I would be open to doing East 8 and 9 on the channel at some point. We have some time before East 9 comes over,
My
though.
turn.
So we have plenty of time to do East 8. East 8's
should
not a
keep
super
going.
long game. And it's not a traditional JRPG, it's an action JRPG, so it's pretty interesting. It's a real East 8's combat's really simple, but at the same time
Now's our
it
chance.
can get intense enough
My
that
turn.
I find it really good.
There.
Also, Ys's stories always get really crazy. So if you don't know what
turn.
Ys is, I've always described Ys as
I've got you.
the Chad
can do
version
this.
of Zelda. So imagine if
Right.
each Zelda game took place in the same lifespan, like each one is the exact same Link.
Right.
That is Ys. Also, that's Laura's new craft she got in the last episode,
do this.
Earth Cleaver. So it has movement down, so it limits the
Here we
enemy's
go.
movements, and it just hits hard,
There.
and it's a big line craft, so it's really good.
Of course.
But regardless, the
Right.
Ys games are really good, and I highly recommend you play the Ys games.
I can do this.
The
All
Ys
right,
9
let's
is
keep
going to be
on
the
moving.
most recent in terms of it's the oldest the main character at all has appeared in a game, from what I can understand.
Oh, a treasure chest.
But most of the Ys games are fairly standalone. Like I think Ys 1 and 2 are directly related, and the rest you just need like bare bones knowledge for, which I can go into because I only have bare bones knowledge of Ys. I can go into that if I ever decide to do it, or if you ask me on Twitter. If you ask me on Twitter, I will do my best to answer your questions. My Twitter is of course at DWGamer92. So yeah, hit me up there if you have any Ys related questions. I don't know why you would have any Ys related questions, but if you do for some reason, just hit me up and I will do whatever I can to help you. Because Ys is really cool. I've always referred to Adol as Chad Link because he kills multiple deities and has multiple god-slaying swords. Okay. This man has killed deities 100 times over, but he always wrecks boats. Like, if he gets on a boat, the boat just explodes. And that's the opening to pretty much each Ys game. And that's my favorite joke. Because Ys 8 makes fun of that. That was the best moment in Ys 8. You cannot debate me on that. That was the best. Also, Ys 8 gets fucking crazy. It's lovely.
This looks tough. Careful!
So here's the monster we're supposed to kill. Remember, if you're doing the monster trophy, just scan it. So this is Elisa's new craft. I've not shown it off yet. But it is Blessed Arrow. It heals, and I think it puts CP regen on. I don't remember. But it does gift 40 CP to each party member, which is pretty useful. So definitely want to open that. Sadly, my Motivate cannot reach Laura. Let's do this. So everybody else gets buffed, but she does not. So my strategy for this fight is to hit this thing till it dies. Use Armor Breaker with Laura to lower its defense. Do that 2 or 3 times, and then if you want, do Earth Cleaver. Because Earth Cleaver will limit its movements, and if it can't move, it can't hit you. So it's perfectly alright. He does have a charge attack, which you can use Impede on. But other than that, this guy's nothing to write home about. He's not that bad. He does take double damage from water-based attacks, though. So do keep that in mind. It's very, very important. Also, Earth... I think it's Armor Breaker. Has a chance to, stun for a turn. He is susceptible to that, so do that. I also know he's susceptible to fire. I don't know if he's susceptible to anything else off the top of my head. I feel like he is, I just don't remember.
Arcus activate!
But his attacks do have a chance to knock your party members down for a couple of turns, which, if he does that to a bunch of them, can be annoying. So Flame Burge here does have Impede on it, so if you shoot him while he's doing this with Flame Burge or Autumn Leaf Cutter, it will knock him out of it. Right. And hers has a chance to burn, and it did proc for me, so it's very nice.
Right.
So I do pull a little pro strat here. I do buff Rena and Laura. I tried to get more, but I couldn't make it work, sadly.
Give it up, everyone!
So I buff Rena and Laura. Alright, here's the strat. You see that crit coming up? We're going to use that. We're going to nuke this lizard. Alright, so we're going to buff Laura's strength. Understood. Now, you need at least 100 SP to use an S-Break. Elisa's Blessed Arrow craft gives 40 CP. That puts Laura just over 100 CP.
You have my
so press the triangle button, press towards Laura, and the crit is ready. Here we go.
My most powerful strike! Radiant Blade Dance!
I love how she uses the powers of Kino to just make her sword into a lightsaber. It's really good. Alright, so we've had some Master Quartz level up, like I've said before. That messes with our parameters and what we do. So, Rain's level 2 Force Master Quartz gives him 10 CP back per kill.
I've only just...
And Elliot's gives him Tira, which is the level 2 healing spell. And it just heals more. I think he has a 1.5% heal rate. So I think it goes up... I don't know. So instead of healing... Instead of just healing for the normal amount he would heal for, it's times by 1.5, which is pretty good. It adds more healing, and it's a really good. Like I said, Elliot's a really good white mage. So all we have to do is go back and report this, and we're done for the day, which is very, very nice. But something seems up with Laura. She keeps kind of looking at Reen and going, "Huh." It's very, very weird. I wonder what's up with that. Also, I've noticed my video stuttering a little bit. I don't know if it's in the actual video or if it's just on playback here. So I might as well use this time to talk about... Oh yeah, so if you're playing on the PS4 like I am, or the PC version, you have a turbo mode. Yeah, I expected it to break the video. But it does kind of cause the game to chug just a little bit. So you want to definitely talk to Tissel here. She gives you a recipe. But turbo mode can cause the game to chug just a little bit, but it is really fast. It's very, very nice. It's very useful. I will be making use of it for traveling. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to show off all the battles that I don't consider grinding. I would never show off grinding. But hopefully, I would never have to grind. So as you can tell, those enemies kind of stopped giving me decent experience. So I'm kind of on the level that I need to be at for the moment. So I'm not really worried about levels. You shouldn't be worried about levels at this point. So let's just not worry about levels. And for a reward we get a bunch of ingredients. It's very nice. I don't know why it looks like the video's skipping. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't like it. So it looks like importing goods from abroad is much easier now. It's not as heavily taxed or regulated. That's really interesting. So it's kind of hurting these the local farmers here in Celtic, because why would we buy, you know, local stuff when the cheaper stuff's just down on aisle 5, right? It's very interesting, very interesting. Which that may be a part of our field study too. Now, I'm definitely gonna go more into this a little bit later. I really don't like playing dumb because I feel like it belittles you guys, but at the exact same time I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen the game. But I will definitely go more into this this field study thing a little bit more. Also, Laura's being weird again. Definitely going to go into it a little bit later, and how it relates to a certain other game, and how that all works. Because like I said, the interconnectedness of the Kaseki games are really what I love so much about it. It's really interesting to me. Oh, I think I know what's happening. I think when I hit turbo, it might be jumping up to 60 frames. I don't know anything about video animation. That's just my guess. But I have it limited to 30, and that's why it looks like it's stuttering. That's my guess. I can't really say yay or nay one way or the other on it. But yeah, that's my guess. So now we're going to have to go over to the Grand Market, and this scene is the reason I decided not to do anything in the previous part aside from the 2 quests in the western half of the highway. But it looks like we've got a dispute over this spot here. I love how reluctant she is to say gentleman. It's pretty funny. You see, this is one of the scenes I feel like should be voiced, and I don't really want to talk over, but I can't really say anything other than, uh-oh, it's resorting to violence. You know, you would think the local law enforcement would be here to be like, hey, stop fighting in the middle of the street. I wonder where the provincial army is. Like, these are high school kids, and they're, like, breaking up an actual physical altercation between adults. If Persona 5 has taught us anything, we shouldn't do that. My audio's desynced. Is it? It's not desynced. Why did it have different numbers there for a second? That was really weird. I'm very scared. No, okay, it's not desynced. I just had a stroke. I was very, very, very frightened. Also, it's 1:10 a.m. when I'm recording this. I don't like this. I'm very tired. I have to go pick up Ben. Oh, looks like the market manager's here. At least I think that's what they said, right? This market manager? God, I hope I didn't accidentally spoil that. Oh, that would suck. So the more I've listened to this music, this first part here sounds similar to like I said, Majora's Mask. It reminds me of Majora's Mask for some reason. The later part of this song, which I know I have it turned down because the background music in this game is absurdly loud. It reminds me of Traverse Town in Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know what it is. The part that's not this part right here that sounds like it belongs in like a tap dancing sequence. It sounds like Traverse Town from Kingdom Hearts 1 to me. I don't know why. So it looks like the capital dude got that spot and the local dude got stuck in the back corner. Which would, suck because he's not going to get as much sales there. And this was the guy who was responsible for giving us our field study tasks for today. Wouldn't you know it? Market Manager Auto. Somebody would have jumped in if we wouldn't have. It'd have been fine. It sounds like a major oversight on the issuing party's behalf. You think that whoever issued that permit would have looked a little bit more into it. Which we are in the Kreuzen, because it is pronounced Kreuzen. I used to pronounce it Cruisen, but no, it's not the Kreuzen province, it's the Kreuzen province. Which is run by Duke Alberea, Eustace's dad. So yeah, it falls under the rule of House Alberea. So you would think that the Duke would be taking better care of it. I wonder what's up with that. I'm going to move my microphone. I apologize for any noises it makes. Yep, that sales tax. It causes revolutions. Much like one in 1776. It's like, I ain't paying that much for tea. Throws it all in the harbor instead of just stealing it. America. So it's been roughly 2 months. The police aren't paying any attention to bad things happening at the market because the market is refusing the big sales tax. And prior to this altercation between the Alberea household and the Grand Market, it appears the police were intervening in such incidents, but now they are not. Also, I really don't like in particular, the Khoisan province's provincial army. They're kind of arrogant snobs. They're very arrogant snobs to be NPCs. It's very interesting. Like, in particular, the guard, the chief dude here in Celtic, he's just like, I'm out here in the boonies where no one can argue with me. Bwahahahaha. That's exactly what he sounds like. He's Dick Dastardly levels of, I'm a bad guy because I'm a bad guy. It's really funny to me. I don't know why. But now that we have that taken care of, we have a hidden quest that we need to go take care of. And that's how we're going to end the part. We're going to end it by taking care of this quest. Oh, but we have a scene. Oopsies. I can't actually see half the screen right now because of the way this is working. Because I have my audio recording software up above the video playback, so I can't see half of it. Ugh. The rules of high society. They always suck, don't they? Like how many stories and games? I've not watched Game of Thrones, so I can't speak about Game of Thrones. But does that ever happen in Game of Thrones? Where, there's like, oh, there's some old rule in high society where we can't do this because yada yada yada. I'm very, very tired, by the way. I don't know if you heard that yawn. I tried to cover it. It didn't work. It was rough. So we do have one more day here in Celtic, but Sarah is leaving now to go to Parm. I don't know how she plans on getting there, unless she activates her anime powers and just yeets herself across the country. Which is very likely. It's a very likely scenario, given Sarah's personality. It's almost like this is going exactly according to the plan Class 7's field studies are supposed to follow. Which she did say excellent to the fact that they're mulling over the problems of this one area. So maybe that's the true purpose of Class 7's field study? To broaden the horizons of the youth in order to see more than just what they were grown up with, like two certain characters in Group B. Yes. So, in order to do the hidden quest, we have to go talk to Merchant Lyman here. Now, if you'll notice something about his subtitles, they're very similar to a certain, Becky. To Becky at Thor's. Because they're related. This is her dad. I don't know if I've talked to Becky yet. I love Becky. Because she has the exact same accent. It's really funny. So the first time I played this game, I had not seen but like 3 episodes of South Park. And there was none of the Canadian characters in those episodes. Except for Ike, but Ike doesn't count because he doesn't talk like a Canadian. This is what I imagine the subtitles look like for the Canadians in South Park, because I'm pretty sure there's a part where he just says a boot, like ABOOT, and like that's exactly what South Park Canadians are known for saying. It's really funny. So for this side quest, we're going to be running his stall for his evening sale. I don't know if you can hear me opening this pop, but yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, all this quest entails is answering the questions that it pops up correctly. It's not really a big deal. I've never done this part without a guide because I can't figure it. I could never figure it out. I've never done this correctly without a guide. So be glad that you're watching me play through it. I know you heard that because my audio's packed. Whoops. I'm not drinking the normal drink of gamers right now. I'm drinking a Pepsi. Please sponsor me. But yes. That's what I'm doing. The Pepsi is to keep me awake until Ben calls so I can go pick him up. It's very rough. He went to Kings Island today, and that's about a 2 to 3 hour trip from our house. No, I'm stupid. It's like a 5-hour trip. I'm stupid. But yes, it's a long way. He left it. We had to drop him off at school at 5:45. He probably got to where they were all meeting up around 6:15 or so. So yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. So one idea for a Let's Play I did have is me and Ben might do a co-op live Let's Play of The World Ends With You for Switch. The Switch version of that game for single player is not very good in my opinion. The controls really they're really something. I'll give you that. But the 2-player mode is actually really neat. I really like the 2-player mode. It feels like a couch co-op game. I'll say that. Yes, I'm just talking over this because this is literally the rest of the video. He's telling you how to do this. Don't even bother. I could never figure it out. Like for the I think it was the second one that always gets me. I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, we're making a little competition out of this. We're each going to take turns. We're going to start with Reen, and we're only going to be playing as Reen because Reen is the main character, so he's the only one who matters to us. But you do need to answer all of these correctly to get full AP, so we might as well. I should not do that. The audio is going to be desynced. I'm so sorry. I do love this song though. Especially this first part right here that I always say reminds me of Majora's Mask. It's so good. I'm not crazy, right? This part is like lawsuit levels close to a song in Majora's Mask. Am I right? I'm not crazy. I love tomatoes. I don't know if you guys like know. Okay, so people tell me I'm disgusting, but like I used to take cans of tomato juice and like take a little can opener, you know, put a big pop in it, and then make a little bitty hole, and then just drink it. So the first option is we want 35 Mira. So yeah, so option for the first customer for Ozette here. It's the third option, I think. It's the 35 Mira in total. Go with that one. This dude looks like he's loaded. So we need 900 Mira for the second question. For just the wine. And then for the second one, we need include some cheese for 20% off. I feel like Cold Steel, I know there's a manga, but I feel like an anime version of Trails of Cold Steel would go really well. Like this entire scene, especially with this music, like you could just do a dance sequence to, like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's late at night, but I think it's funny. So here's Anita. This is the little lady that we got the second Red Moon Rose chapter off of earlier. I think it was in the part before the last one. So for this one, we need the second from last, 6 for 60. And that's going to be the final question that we are asked in this part, thank God. Alright, let us see how we all did. So Elliot came in fourth because sales is all that really matters here. Well, we needed to find a good balance between sales and profit. Elliot had low sales but high profit. Laura had high sales but very low profit. Then we always come in. We're supposed to come in second, by the way. We did do everything right. But yeah, we did very well. We had a very, very strong balance between sales and profit. It's very good, very, very good. I feel that wine and cheese combo really helped us get going there. And Elisa did the best. Yeah, she did as good as he normally does. It's pretty amazing, especially for somebody who supposedly has no background, no background in merchanting. It's 1:30 a.m. I'm not supposed to be awake right now. It's very rough. It's a very rough. I need Pepsi. So he gives us a coral and marble bracelet. They're pretty good accessories. I'll go over them in the next part, probably. I might, if I remember to. So with that done, we are going to go stand in front of the inn, which I can never remember the layout of Celtic. You see, I can remember the layout of every other town in this game, but Celtic, it just doesn't fly for some reason. And with that said, we're going to save the game, and we're going to be ending the episode. So once again, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out and watching this episode of Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel for PS4. And I want to wish y'all good night. So night.